It is Monday. Hi, welcome to this game. We were not talking about weird things earlier at all.
Anatomy.
Not weird, it's completely natural.
It's completely natural, but if it persists for more than 4 hours, definitely see a doctor. Anyway, we're going to play D&D now. And anyway, so we're playing Rise of Tiamat. It's a module that I kind of skim through, and then I ask some dude named Nick in the back what he thinks, and then we make it worse. So that's how this game goes. So
Terrible.
Perfect.
Terrible.
Yep. So hi, I'm Vic. I will be your DM. There is a needy cat at my feet. There he is. This is a Rue.
Subaru.
Subaru, or as we like to call
Subaru.
him, Skidmark, because he likes to drag his ass across the floor. Just for fun. Anyway,
what
do we have
do
any... Only if it, like, really itches,
Itchy.
and that's an itch that that's, you know, it's one of those itches, you know?
If his bro's not around.
If his bro's not around to scratch it, he's gonna go for a skid.
He's
So,
Tokyo drifting around on the carpet.
Do we have any announcements that we'd like to make?
Sure. With that, let's just go into, hey, we're going to be doing Extra Life in a couple of weeks in August. So put it in your calendars, because August 2019. August 19th, we're going to be doing a charity event. So there's a fly in my room.
Rude.
Go away. Yeah. Done.
Beelzebub is not invited. He thinks he's invited, but he's not.
No. Unless you're going to give money to the children's.
We are being so tolerant today, and I think that's because he's hungry.
I was
Well,
about to say
he's
he
gonna have to
wants
still
something.
wait. He has to wait.
How long does he have to wait?
Hi.
He still has to wait like 30 minutes.
Ooh, you got so long. That's a shame.
He might not survive.
Anyway. So,
And then I saw
let's
the
just-
void wagging its tail in the background.
yeah, there's dogs. Hi, yeah, so, yeah, fun housekeeping. When I woke up today, my brain did not connect properly, so words are going to be a little weird for me today. But that's besides the point. Other housekeeping people have pets. You're going to hear them. If that bothers you, too fucking
Right.
bad, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
They lived here first.
They lived here first. That's a you problem.
That is definitely a you problem.
That is definitely a you problem. But let's go ahead and roll through intros. Once again, hi, I am Vic. I will be the DM, every inconvenient NPC that you meet, and the most unhelpful paperclip. And starting with the person that shares a living space with me. Hey, Tabby, who are you playing?
Hello, everybody. I'm Tabatha. I will be playing Patience / Rosemary, the Tiefling Sorcerer / Ranger.
Nice. Hey, Jesus, who are you playing?
Hey, I am going to be playing Tarsius Chadington. He is a Minotaur barbarian fighter who is a heckin' good boy. And that is as much as he can do. Be a heckin'.
He's a heckin' good boy. That's
Yeah.
what's important here. And for his sister, hey, Jeremiah, who are you playing?
I am playing Cordelia Chadington, Medusa fighter, rogue, and blood hunter.
And Bloodhunter. I was gonna say you're
My
missing
God.
there was a gap in front of that Medusa, my guy. That was interesting.
Because I was gonna say uncursed, but I don't know right now.
Mm. You might have to ask Grandma about that one.
Yeah, knit me a sweater while I ask questions.
She makes the best sweaters and cookies.
Mm.
With that, starting with our most traumatized boy. Hey, Sydney, who are you playing?
Are we the most traumatized now? Wow.
Yeah.
Right now,
Um,
yes.
For now.
Lark got over it.
He gets over
Did
things
he?
very quickly.
Did he?
Mm.
Last I heard, he wanted to kill his entire city. So I don't. That doesn't sound anyway.
Just
That
the
doesn't sound
church,
over.
which is kind of funny for a cleric.
He's got his reasons.
Irony. I'm Sydney. I will be playing Nicodemus D. Hawkins, the human rune knight, who is convinced that
We have
everything
a
that has happened lately is going in his. Yeah, well, I mean that always.
Okay, so and Broodiest for last. Hey, Lynn, who are you playing?
I am playing Father Mercy Diradae, also known as Larkspur, the Tiefling Cleric of Ilmeter, and he is very tired of Hawk constantly bothering him.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you're adventuring together.
Who knew?
Imagine that. All right, so let us go ahead and roll that intro, and then we will try and do a recap.
All right.
Oh, thanks for the warning.
I did. I counted down.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
In your mind?
At the,
No,
at
out
the
loud.
Speed of light.
I said 3, 2, 1, Mike's hot, and then I pressed
Oh.
the button.
I was too busy brooding. Anyway,
Voiding.
let's brooding.
I'm too busy brooding.
Yes, you guys have a very broody 5
We got
going
him.
on
We
6-year-old.
We have to save the world so we can go to his birthday party.
Exactly,
He
he
said it was.
invited you.
That's very important.
He
Because
said
it is.
Oh, requirement.
Presents are mandatory.
Presence was mandatory as well as presents.
Presents. Your
Presents
presence
and
is mandatory as well as presents being mandatory. You see what I did there?
I'm very clever. Yes. So, we'll throw that into the recap. So you guys have been invited to young Phoebus's birthday party, which it so happens to be on the winter solstice because that is his actual birthday. But you guys also have to stop a dragon god from rising from the depths of hell on that very same day. So, save the world. Go to
But
Phoebus's
more
birthday party.
importantly, we have to get to that birthday party, or else
More
we're dead.
importantly. So you have to
That's-
save the world. Otherwise, Phoebus isn't going to have a birthday. We can't have that.
With them being on a different plane, like a demi-plane, would that affect them?
It entirely in the immediate no, it wouldn't. But eventually, I feel like yes, because there's a whole technicality where demi-planes have to be tethered in some way to like a physical point in the realm. But
Couldn't they just go to hell?
yes, the birthday party should be in hell. You're right. We should do that. We're going to do that.
how do
it'll
we
be right
Souls
next
of the
door.
damned.
So you
All
just
these,
defeat
like,
Tiamat, you go across the bridge,
horrid-
and you're there.
All these horrid, like, demons and monstrosities having to be at his party because
Yeah, you're gonna see the two family imps there with little birthday hats with the pom poms on them, and they're gonna say, "Welcome to the birthday party. Would you like a party favor?"
Are they
Your
from
presents
New
go over
York?
there.
In my head, they are.
Yes.
Bone Devil hanging up a pinata.
The Bone Devil is the pinata.
Correct.
That's what they're doing.
So-
They're hanging themselves.
Oh,
Bro. And then Phoebus is like, actually a whittle to the left.
Papa, they're not doing what I say.
So anyway, before we get off track. So that's what's going on. You were invited to a young Prince of Hell's birthday party. The youngest prince, to be exact. But right now, you guys are currently in the middle of a labyrinth, making your way to the Wizard Tower, Xonthal Tower, where there have been really awful human and draconic experimentations happening to people that once belonged to Hawk's hometown, Benettuin. When you arrived in Termish looking for the tower, you found the Blue Dragon Lenithon, as well as some members of the cult that were... Is my music playing? I think it is.
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
All right, I was making sure. I didn't hear anything. But so you found cult members moving cargo as well as people. Some of those people being one being your sister, Hawk, the other being a few people from your town, Miss Una, the head, the madam of the brothel, of the local brothel in town, and one of the local retired townsguard. So, some stuff happened in between. You found out that the person that your sister was dating actually was the Blue Dragon in disguise. You defeated him, and in his dying breaths, he revealed to you that when you found them, they weren't taking people away, they were returning them. Meaning that the people that had visited the tower were experimented on in horrible ways. And thus irrevocably changing them into these very hellish creatures. Basically like draconic abominations, like grafted together from like parts of dragons. So after more or less watching your town burn to the ground, witnessing both of your parents be ripped apart into these monstrosities, and then having to eventually bring them to an end, you were able to give your mother's soul some sense of peace with the help of Larkspur. He prayed for her soul and tried to bring her back, but ultimately helped her pass on with a promise from the watching dragon deity Bahamut. So you guys found your way back to the dragon's lair using the map that Patience had found, with the little passcode to get to the village that was also known as Xonthal Tower, because it was just adjacent. You met with some of Larkspur's old gang buddies. They wished him well after a little bit of town hijinks. Lark got the shit beat out of him, and then he beat the shit out of someone else, and then totally killed that guy after he badmouthed his sister.
Insect plague.
Insect plague, yep. You guys booked it to the tower. You found your way at the entrance of the maze, entered the maze, and found yourself at your first major heading, which was this large sundial in the middle of the clearing. With noticing how the sun was positioned and noting how the shadow was positioned on the sundial, you were able to discern which path to take as you made your way forward into your first trial of the maze, where you were being ambushed by unseen foes until one of them made themselves seen, and it was a huge metallic gorgon that came crashing through the brambles. Cordelia noticed that some of the attackers that were more or less sniping you from the hedges looked a lot like her. And it was during that fight, Cordelia, as you had first entered this maze, you noticed that your snakes were gone and you had normal dark hair. But now, after facing your adversary, your snakes have returned, and you had just petrified this Medusa in front of you. So, as I will say, it is still we'll still go in turn order. I don't know if you guys can see the turn order because I know I deleted it before. Okay,
At least I see it.
Fantastic. As long as someone can see it, I'll work with that. All right. So let me throw on some existential dread. We all love that. We love to have it. All right. Chill. Starting with Cordelia. As your snakes kind of like coil and like slither reassuringly around you to let you know that they are here, you look at the person that's before you and you see as she is poised to attack. You see that she was ready to draw the short blade that was on her hip, but she's frozen in place as you see this look of shock on her face, and it looks like she has been completely turned to stone.
Cordelia's just gonna... First, she's gonna grab her snakes and kind of give them hugs.
Okay.
But also, she's gonna start breathing very heavily. And then she's gonna look at the petrified Medusa, and then she's gonna slowly turn to, I guess, Tarsius, because Tarsius is the one closest to her, but immediately look down as soon as her eyes almost meets Tarsius.
Okay.
She'll immediately look down. It's like, stay away. And then she'll just start kind of slowly move backwards.
Okay. As you briefly made eye contact with Tarsius, and Tarsius, you feel fine. You do have kind of that little clouded like childhood memory of before when you had your arm petrified as a young as a young little calf, but you didn't feel anything.
Oh, it's okay. Thumbs up. You got it.
She's not looking back.
Okay. Anything else, Cordelia?
No, she's just gonna basically turn her back to
Alright.
the party, I guess, and just kind of freak out. She's like, is it back? Is it back? Like, she's just kind of muttering to herself.
Sounds good. All right. Hawk, what are we doing? As you more or less helped fell this giant metallic bull, as it's kind of like you see like the gaskets kind of like whirring and stopping, and then you see like little like spritz of like this like green clouds like just kind of like shoot out from like the broken joints of the thing.
He's probably just still kind of like staying wary in the mist and everything, since we don't know what else there is and we can only see so far. He sees Patience and he's like, all right, good, she's there. And that's the bulk of what we care about right now. We're like, they can't see much, but we can see her, and that is
Okay.
good.
All right. Okay, Lark, what are we doing?
Where the heck is he?
He's up here
Behind
in
Hawk.
the corner.
Oh, at the corner.
Yeah, yes.
Up there.
He's going to like kind of hesitantly come towards this thing
Okay.
and just kind of check it out and see if there's anything he can get from it. Any knowledge to be gained.
Just roll me an investigation. So I'll say your spiritual weapon comes with you.
Oh, hold on. It rolled off the table.
Oh.
7.
7. So you kind of like look it over and you're just seeing like smashed like hunks of metal, and you go to like kind of like pull on one of the panels, but it's a little too tight for you. It doesn't budge. It's a little difficult to get into.
And you said it's leaking?
It's kind of like myth, like kind of like hissing steam almost, but it's like a green kind of like steam. But it's kind of one of those things where it does like a short little cloud and it disperses. Yes.
Can he tell if this is artificer made or something made it, or would that be on investigation? I guess what a better question would be: has he seen anything like this before in his travels?
You can roll me history for that one if you're going to go memory based.
Memory based, yeah. 15.
So it does look like a construct. It's just this giant. It is a giant metal bowl with like these like kind of like these shingled plates for its body. You can hear kind of like the whirring and sputtering of like gears and gaskets and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So you know for a fact that this is a machine, and you've in your travels you have come across the odd artificer where you have seen like them with like their own little like constructs, whether it be like a little bird or like what have you. But like you know that this is something that is completely capable of being constructed.
Okay.
All right, is there anything else, Lark?
No, he's just gonna have the general look of being annoyed, as he always does.
Fair enough.
You.
All right.
Shut up, Hawk.
I think I got immediate penance for that because I pinched myself with my pen.
Oops. Grab my dice. My next roll. Okay. And Cordelia. What was how did your blood hunter thing work again?
I can look real quick. Like my binding curse?
Yes, that thing.
You must succeed a saving throw or the cursed creature's speed reduced to 0 and it cannot take reactions. Basically until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Alright, so
and I did amplify it, but the curse lasts for 1 minute and affects creatures of any size. The cursed creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each turn.
Okay.
To end the curse.
Alright, so what would the saving throw have to be that I'd have to roll?
15.
15.
Strength.
Alright, let me see what... Oh, okay. That is a 7. So... she's stuck there for a while.
For at least a minute.
For at least a minute, yeah. Alright. Tarsius, what are we doing?
Going to with the axe out. I'm still raging, and it's gonna end at the end of this turn. Most likely. I'm gonna take a step here, axe out towards the Medusa. Poke her. Does she budge at all?
She does not budge. Like she's dare I say rock solid.
Dude,
Boo.
do I kill her? What do we do? Do I just restrain her? Do I cover her eyes? And then, like, I look immediately at my sister like, it's okay, you're fine. It's just like a hiccup or something, but you're fine. Please don't run away, because if you run away, we can't help you. And then, like, as he's trying to figure things out and panicking, I'm gonna say that's how his rage ends.
Okay.
Because he's not gonna attack this round.
So just fizzle out.
Yeah, and then I was like, put axe on floor, and then just like go to his bag and probably get like something to akin of a blanket and tear it.
Okay.
Gonna rub.
So you just happen to have a tube sock for some reason.
Yeah, wrap it on your eyes, and then wrap your hands, and that's what he's gonna do. And then sit you down, and then make your head face that way. Okay.
All right, so you go to like try to bind her hands, and like I said, she's frozen in place. Like she
Okay.
cannot, like her
Yeah.
limbs are locked. Like you can like cover her eyes.
Okay. Well, whoa, good. That didn't work. I don't want to break her because I don't want to break stone. Okay, and then just why is she so heavy?
You just go to like try to like grab one of her hands to like put it behind her back, and you see like a crack appear in the shoulder, like, and you're like, oh shit, never mind.
And I'm just gonna pick her up gently, put her back down, and then make her face like the bushes. Like, so if she does wake up, she's like
It's just
facing.
like, you put her prone as she's like this or something, and she's just facing the bushes.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my reaction when Tarsius said it'll be fine. It's just a hiccup, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My reaction would be
Rage ended.
to say, if it's back, there's no helping me anymore.
You don't know that. You're just saying shit. I mean, stuff. No. I counter with no.
You said the bad word.
Who you saying so? He wouldn't say shit. That's me. Yeah, that's the end of my turn. I'm just like,
Okay.
if I don't have to kill her, I'm not gonna kill her. But like, I also want to make sure my sister's okay. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna take my entire turn to just like blindfold and move and
Got it.
everything.
Okay. All right. Patience. What are we doing?
Patience is looking around, assessing all the damage that basically happened,
Okay.
and then raises her hand.
Nobody's really looking at you, I think, except for Hawk.
Yeah, she'll just be like, so can we do my idea now and go the direction the stick said to go?
I mean, what direction is your stick saying to go now?
We're already here.
She'll throw the stick up again.
Okay. Roll me a roll me a d6.
D6.
Yes.
That's a 2.
The stick points you into the bush.
She'll just point that way.
Oh, good.
Like
Safe.
Like when you go to step towards the bush, like it is like, you know, a solid tangle of like bush.
That's kind of like
it is like practically a wall.
That's not gonna work. Okay, or we just continue forward. She's just gonna get Gren to come back over in her direction.
All right.
Recall. We're working on recall.
All right, roll me animal handling.
Oh god.
As this thing is gnawing on the foot of this petrified Medusa.
Okay, so that's a 19 plus
It's stone. It's a nice.
It's like
It's nice for TV.
22.
as he's like gnawing on the foot, you see like one eye roll over back towards you as he's just like practically sideways trying to gnaw this thing. And he just gives it like a few little like snuffs, and then he just waddles back to you, and then sits. And then he's gonna like plug his nose to the ground as he sniffs around, and then he's gonna like start like gnawing on the Gorgon.
Okay. It's like, please don't. Please don't.
Eating.
Yeah. But it would make her also kind of want to investigate the Gorgon too once Gren messes with it.
Okay. Roll me an investigation. See if your
Okey
tiny
dokey.
hands can see something.
Huh?
If your tiny little hands can see something.
That is another 19.
Okay.
Just a 19.
As you notice Gren start like kind of like scratching and like snuffling at this Gorgon, That's when you notice Lark also like trying to like pry back a panel, but like he kind of gives up after like it makes his hands hurt a minute. He's just like, "Fuck this." But you know that you have very tiny little raccoon hands that are good for getting into things. So you kind of like
Tiny, delicate.
look around, tiny little baby hands, and you just kind of like look for like any like little openings in that have been like smashed open by Tarsius and Hawk, and you see a glint of something that doesn't match the Gorgon itself. It's very it's like you have like this dark iron creature, and it's got like these like dark iron like internal bits and what have you. The little bits of smog that do spurt out are like this like vibrant like poisonous green, but you see this like smooth, almost glass-like gemstone, kind of like tucked up into like the chest of this thing. And you kind of like work your way in, and I'm gonna need you to give me a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand? Okay.
As you try to like, if you're gonna reach in to like grab for it.
It's Dex. Okay, what is my sleight of hand? It's not bad. Natural 20, 23.
Okay, so you kind of and Hawk, you see for a minute as Patience just kind of like disappears under the Gorgon. Hello, Florence.
Hello, spam risk.
Spam likely. Hello. So he's going. So Hawk, you see as Patience kind of like disappears under this Gorgon. As Patience, you go and you see just like this little like crack in the chest where you see this gemstone, and you reach in with like both of your hands to grab it, and you realize it's a lot bigger than you thought it was. Like this thing is like the size of like a small hand mirror almost. As you pull it out, and it's just like this beautiful like iridescent, like almost like prismatic in a way, as you kind of move the reflectiveness of it, and you see like the colors kind of like change with it. It's very pretty to look at. And then when you do that, the Gorgon shudders. Like the entire thing shudders, and it just starts collapsing in on itself until it just breaks down and crumbles away. Like the metal of it just like rusts, and it just like disappears into this pile.
I didn't do it.
Hawk, like, yeah, sure you didn't. What are, like, did everything fall away and she's just standing there?
Yes.
Yeah, Hawk's like, uh-huh.
I didn't do it.
He's like, well, the dear father sure didn't. And I know the ankle biter didn't.
No, I'm over here.
Yeah.
Does anyone have eyes on the Medusa right now? Is my question.
I guess Tarsius.
Okay.
Hawk is staring at Patience like, yeah, sure you didn't break it. Okay, good.
Alright, Tarsius, roll me a perception.
Yeah, Cordelia would be looking back and forth, like ground Medusa, ground Medusa.
Alright, roll me perception as well.
Okay, I don't know if that's like a disadvantage because I'm looking both.
Give me a disadvantage, yes.
Okay, so
Since
apparently, I wasn't looking at the Medusa. I was looking at my sister.
The second that you went to go look at Patience, that's when this happens.
Okay, that's a 9.
You're like, oh darn it.
Oh man. Take my eyes off you for 1 second.
Mine's a 12.
A 12.
Wait,
Okay.
No, never mind. I mathed wrong. That's a 14.
A 14. Okay, well that's a little better than a 12. So I'll say, Cordelia, when you look back at the Medusa, and Tarsius, you take your eyes off for a split second, and then you turn to look back at the Medusa, and you look down, and then you realize that she's like right in front of you, standing in your face, and she's looking at you.
No.
And Cordelia, you see that she's looking at you, and you watch as she just disappears into the fog. Like her whole body becomes like wispy, and then she just is gone.
Nope.
As you hear this sigh go through the entire labyrinth. So you are gone. And then, bit by bit, as she disappears with the fog, so too does the fog disappear. And clear up your path.
Huh.
So, question: is this hedge right here, or is this like a way through?
That's a hedge. I just didn't connect it all the way.
Oh, okay.
So what do we do? As I will say, this officially ends turnover. Turnover. Turnover.
Yes, we just keep going forward unless anybody has any other ideas.
Yeah, put axe on back, and then I'm gonna like go over to my sister and be like, hey.
She's staying at least 10 feet away from you.
I'm faster than you. No, he's not.
You have longer legs.
You have longer legs. I can move 3 times.
I can also.
For each step you take, she takes 6.
Yeah.
Right.
What? Look, you're looking
She
at me
may be
right
small. Like I know from
No,
experience,
she-
she may be small,
she's-
but she's fast as fuck.
now. That's
When you're moving, she immediately like she knows your footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically like, oh, he's getting closer. I was like, no, I might petrify you, and she's gonna keep moving. She's gonna go on her bag and grab like a piece of cloth and cover her eyes. So
Okay.
and then
Okay.
she's just gonna ask the snakes, so like, please help.
Okay. I'm gonna wait until that's that
I'm gonna
like
leave it
until
Because
that's
the
over.
snakes are gonna kind of like crisscross over your face to kind of give you like a shield.
No, yeah. When she asked for help, she asked basically to guide my way.
Oh, okay.
That was
Her
I was
seeing
looking
eye
for
snakes.
that where I was like, yeah.
See, nice snakes.
Well, I mean, it's not really gonna work, but
All right.
I'm gonna like.
So you go to cover your eyes.
she's basically gonna try to remember what Uncle Cow had taught her to see.
Aw. All right. So Cordelia, you have the cloth over your eyes now. You have your seeing eye snakes.
I'm
I'm moving like 1 square at a time.
gonna approach her like, hey, okay, see, all right. So does this make you feel more comfortable? Are you okay?
I don't know what's happening, but this is what we did when I was younger. At least I was told.
Okay. Well, I want you to feel safe.
I don't care about me. I want my friends safe.
Well,
What if it's more permanent next time?
I don't think it is. And then DM, I'm doing exactly what I told you I'm doing.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand.
Okay. I'm so good at that.
Cordelia, you can roll me a perception
Haha.
with disadvantage because it's sight based.
God damn it! It wasn't that 20.
A beat a 12, bitch.
I rolled a 13 base plus 6.
Fuck you.
19.
All right. So
My
you.
snake said no.
So you. So Tarsius, you go to try to like reach for the bandage, and then Cordelia, you feel the wind shift slightly, and you know that, and you also kind of like feel like you just get like that tingle. That like somebody's like getting close to your head, and you
got
just
the
like
snake
move
pin.
back.
Cordelia's gonna basically like move back, like go like that, and then one of the snakes gonna nip at Tarsius, like stop.
It doesn't nip per se, but it like bops you
Yeah,
with its nose.
Like bops.
Like,
You know, one
You
of those
can't-
snakes that doesn't have teeth,
Oh.
just go like, just gum you. Basically, that's what happened.
You can't see.
My snakes can.
Oh, can they? Is that how it's gonna work? You're gonna bump
you-
into a
you
wall,
look at the
break your
snakes,
nose
and
again?
they give an akin to a shrug, but like as a snake, they're just like you see them all confer with each other, and they're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the ground with this on. I'll be fine for now. I mean,
Fine.
she won't. She's gonna keep walking forward and then hit the hedge.
You're gonna feel David bop you on your cheek, a little
Yeah.
annoyed.
And then I will turn this way. Whoop.
Yep, you can totally see it when it's so effective. We're gonna.
And I'll say with like a few more minutes of you kind of like crashing through the hedge, eventually, I want to say which one you got. One of your Severus. He's gonna like just like get fed up with you, and he's gonna like nose up under the bandage and pull it up over your eyes.
Well, I didn't sense that you're supposed to be helping me.
They were helping you.
And like they
I was right.
like your snakes that can see you all kind of like snake around to like look at you. They're just like staring at you.
Fine. And then I'm just gonna look down. I'm not gonna look up. Like, just is going like this. Ground. Eyes on the ground.
Okay.
All right,
All
good to
right.
start.
I'm gonna put my hand on
So-
my sister and be like, okay, at least this is a start. I'm glad that you are able to do this. And then I'm gonna throw myself on the ground, so I'm staring right up at her.
Her eyes are closed.
God damn it!
I'm gonna need one of you. I'm gonna need Tarsius to roll me a dexterity versus dexterity.
So
Large
good,
is winning.
so good. Oh, I rolled a 16, so that's 18.
I rolled a 13, so that's a 17.
Oh.
Okay.
I
So
know.
Tarsius
oh,
just like does
is
one
it
of those
just,
like
just dex or saving
just
throw?
dex because it's not
Okay, well, yeah.
it's not based off of any skill. It's
Yeah,
just
true.
who's faster in the moment. So Tarsius, you throw yourself on the ground, you little skid in front of her, and you stare up at her, and you realize that you're now staring down at your brother. Nothing's happening.
Ha!
I will punch her. I will punch him in the face. And then I'll turn around and they'll like, stop.
But I'm not a piece of stone. I'm gonna completely
You're probably-
confident on the outside, terrified on the inside. Am I stone?
No, you're
Okay.
not. You're completely fine.
Ha ha ha. I know best. Oh, fucking hurt. I'm gonna keep walking.
Like you got that little like the sniffles after like someone punches you in the face.
Oh
like,
god. A little muck crying.
like your sinuses just got wrecked.
Yeah, muck crying is just a lot of dust everywhere.
All right, so I'll say as you guys are moving forward, Patience, you have the gemstone with you. As
Yep.
you guys are walking, the fog is parting away as you make your way through this maze, and eventually you make your way to the very end. And I will put all of you guys.
But Patience is smaller than Cordelia. Oh, sure. If I look at the ground, I can look at Patience. That's
true.
dangerous.
And Cordelia, because you got lost. There we go. So eventually you make your way down here. And you see as the maze continues on, and it curves around a corner.
Okie dokie.
Do we continue?
Yeet.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Are these statues? Do they?
Those are all-
look just like statues.
yeah,
they look
they look like. I'm gonna need you to calm the fuck down, sir. Don't you dare bop my computer again! I swear to God. Like if this dog turns his computer off, I will.
I was about to say he just turns it off, like
I
fine.
swear. I will do absolutely nothing to him because I will be very impressed that he figured that out.
Right? You're like, you know what? I can't even be
And
mad
then
at
I'd
you.
probably go give him a treat because that's what he's bothering me for. Anyway, yes, I know you want me to pay attention to you, but you know it's D&D night. But yes, they are statues. Like you see some of them that look like soldiers in a way, and some that look like fancy people in their fancy clothes and hats and shit. But like, they just look like statues. There's nothing uncanny about them.
Okay.
So, we're going to go back to this place because I like that sound. All right. So, as you guys head down the maze, You turn the bend, and you find yourself back at the sundial.
God
The fuck?
It's almost
And-
like it's a maze.
All right, crazy. And Patience, roll me a perception.
You know what? Hold on a minute.
Advantage if you are actively looking for them, because I know this might be something you're going to look for immediately.
$18.
Your sticks are gone. The sticks that you so carefully, meticulously placed, gone.
Oh,
rude.
And now, you'll notice the sundial is positioned. The shadows are positioned differently when you approach them.
That was the next thing I was going to ask.
Yep.
Yeah.
have they changed like in a reasonable amount of time since we've been here, or is
So
it like
you
a
will
jump?
notice there are now two shadows.
Oh,
You have a shadow pointing straight ahead, which was the path that you just took, and then now you have a shadow pointing towards the 3 o'clock. But from what you can tell, since you had just left that one portion of the maze where it was dark, gloomy, and foggy, when you're back at the sundial, the sun is still the same as when you had left it at the sundial, where it's like at like a decent like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock kind of like daytime.
Like it moved, like the. If we look at time wise, it's like it didn't move at all, kind of like that.
Yeah, so the sun did not move at all.
Yeah.
But you have two new shadows on your sundial. So you've got one that is straight ahead, and you've got one that heads to the 3 o'clock. So you've got noon and 3 o'clock.
And
Real quick.
We just did noon,
Yes.
right? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Are there any like loose like stones and whatnot around?
I'll say sure.
Okay. She's picking up one of the little stones, and then she is going to. What would you say the base of the sundial is made out of? Like, is it also
Stone.
like stone?
It is also stone.
She is going to take the piece of stone that she found, and she is going to put a little happy face right here.
Okay. A little happy face on your stone, and you stick it right there on the step.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Well, do we follow the other shadow, maybe?
I mean,
I think so.
I guess. I'm not gonna say it worked, but I'm not gonna say it didn't work because I don't know what is supposed to work. But if we went the first way and now we've got another arrow pointing us another way, maybe it stands to reason that we've gotten to the part where we can continue. I don't know. I mean, I'm all about just following the shadow. It's fine.
Maybe it's not about beating the labyrinth. Maybe it's about the friends we made along the way.
Maybe it's about not dying so that your father can resurrect me and then kill me again.
She'll just shrug and she's gonna skip her way over here.
Okay.
And she's not running off. She's waiting for everybody to.
All right. So what is everybody else doing?
I guess Tarsius is gonna do like just a once through, and then there's like nothing.
Yeah,
else,
you kind of like
then, yeah.
if you take the circumference of it, you see that all the paths more or less look the same.
Okay.
And if it wasn't for Patience standing directly in front of the one that you were about to take, you would have gotten turned around in a minute.
All right. Yep. Magic maze. Magic maze. Just
So Cordelia, what are we doing in the moment?
She's putting her hood up,
All right. So
just kind of cuddling her snakes around, but she's continually looking down. When she does kind of try to look up, you'll notice that her hand is kind of like this, like shielding her eyes.
So you go to put your hood up, and then immediately your snakes push it back, and they start just kind of like hissing and kind of writhing a bit. A little bit upset, and you know it's because you just tried to deprive them of some really choice, like, sun time.
When have you been so needy? I'm speaking
David
this is
Hisselhoff
draconic.
just
I'm just
hisses very
I'm
choicely at
hissing
you.
it too, kind of like that. I'm just hissing
David
it.
David Hisselhoff hisses at you very choicely. Just-
Fine.
All right.
And then I'm just gonna keep looking down.
Okay. Cordelia, you continue to look down and walk. Larkspur, what are we doing?
He wants to go look at the sundial.
Okay, go look at the sundial.
They go look at it.
All right. So how are we looking at it?
Is there anything that he can discern from it that might be of religious things, or anything that he would know of as like a trap or something from his criminal histories?
I will say
Imagine he'd be familiar with like traps and layers.
are you proficient in Arcana?
Let me. No.
Okay. All right. If you want to, you can roll a religion, and I'll see how I want to play this.
Let's see. 12.
Okay. So the first thing you will notice, there aren't really, other than like the markings on the face of the sundial itself, which make it just look like it's basically a, that which it is, a sundial. You don't see any kind of like religious markings or any kind of like sigil belonging to a god or of anything of that matter. But I will say, as for the face of the sundial, as you're kind of like studying it, trying to like look for any kind of like symbology related to like a deity or some entity of some kind, you do notice that the face of the sundial, like what's the markings on it itself, they don't look like numbers.
Can he decipher what they are?
It doesn't look like numbers, because even in the sense of, I will say, in the sense of math and numerology is a universal language, so it's easy to tell numbers apart in a variety of languages, but this does not look like numbers of any kind. It looks like it's almost like an alphabet, but it's in a different language.
And he does not know language?
What languages do you know?
Not many.
Ooh.
Let me see. Heck, where would that even be? Where's it at? Where's my languages at?
Your languages should be on the yeah.
Got it. Common and Infernal. And Thieves' Cant.
Yeah, and it is none of those.
He's just gonna sit there and like try to figure it out.
All right.
Oh my
you
god,
sit there and, like,
stop whining!
Whiskey's trying to help. He's telling you the answer right now. You just need to listen.
Oh. He's whining.
All right. Roll me. You can roll me an intelligence while you're kind of sitting there pondering it.
Just flat intelligence?
Yeah, let's do a flat intelligence. I wish academia
11.
was a skill.
11. He's not great, and he's not terribly smart.
It's like you're trying to make heads or tails of it, and it's not making any sense to you.
Can he write them down on his arm?
With your special ink or regular ink?
Special ink.
Such a bad boy. Sure, you can do that if that's what you want to do.
He just wants to, in case he runs into, like, that script later on, he can
Okay. All right.
try to figure it out.
Roll me. So you do that. What is everybody else doing? As everybody sees Larkspur unroll his kit, and he's pulling out his poison ink, and he starts. You see him start writing on his arm.
I don't think Tarsius would care. He's just doing something religious. Because Tarsius doesn't
You're
like
muted.
connect any of that.
If Hawk sees Lark take out the poison and stuff, Hawk's walking over there like, "Whoa, where's the fire? What's going on? Is the sundial gonna confess something to you? What?
He's just gonna stop writing in his arm, look up at Hawk, and just give him a blank stare. And just go back to writing.
Ooh, brooding, cute. Really though, what's happening?
If you do not leave me alone, I will be writing this on your arm.
Promise.
He just rolls his eyes and just go away.
What? Okay, so if I can see what he's writing and I look at the sundial, do I recognize anything about it?
Yeah. So roll me an intelligence.
Oh boy. Where am
Or
I?
if you have Arcana trained, you can roll me Arcana.
No.
Oh, okay. We ain't that smart.
No.
So you will have 8 different symbols to write on your arm, Lark.
Cool.
And you will notice that with your you did roll just high enough on your intelligence that you will know there are 8 paths for you.
So that was a 19 for a 21.
So same thing. You see as like Lark is studying this and he's writing these down, and you do count out that there are 8. And you look at his arm and you look at the face of the sundial, and you make the same realization. These are not numbers. Like, it is a sundial. It is meant to tell time. This does not have numbers on it. This has symbols. And what languages do you know?
I'm literally like, where is the page? I'm looking at it.
I know one of them is giant.
Common and Elvish. And Giant.
Okay, that is also not.
Of course not.
No, you don't know this language.
Does anyone
Great.
Or you don't know the base root of these languages.
And you said there are how many of these symbols?
8.
There are 8,
There-
and there are 8 pathways?
Yes.
What are you guys looking at?
Yeah, what you looking at?
What are you looking at? So you see Lark writing the symbols on his arm. You see Hawk also now studying the sundial. She's like,
Do we
Academia, I'm
have-
smart too. I can do this.
Okay. Sorry, I was like, do I have a paper? No. Of course not.
You don't have paper in your inventory. You don't have.
No.
You don't just carry paper around.
No, wrong character.
Do you need
Oh my
paper?
gosh.
I got paper.
You have a mess kit.
Too.
No, actually, he doesn't.
All right, now I can give you shit for that.
Right? What do you mean you don't have a fucking mess kit?
Wow, you're an adventurer. You constantly are traveling. You don't have a fucking mess kit. Crazy.
Why?
Wow.
Out of all the languages that have been said, I know one that no one else knows so far.
What is that?
Minotaur.
Unfortunately,
No.
no.
Yeah.
I know Minotaur too.
I'm so proud of you. And you know
how to-
Abyssal, right?
Yeah,
Okay. That is also not a language.
but Draconic,
Draconic, however.
Oh, let's say Draconic?
he's not.
I was gonna say Draconic, yeah.
So Draconic, however, Patience, if you are also looking at these symbols,
Yeah.
same thing. But you notice that they're not numbers for the sole reason that you notice that these look similar to Draconic, but there's something different about how they are written. It's like Draconic, but there's like an added... It's almost like it's blended with something else to make it these symbols.
Can I roll an Arcana?
Absolutely.
16, 18, 19, 20. Dirty 20.
So, I will attribute this to the fact of, your familial experience, where one way or another you had heard right before you were tuning him out. You heard your dad talking about how some spellcasters, and you do remember this also from the last place that you visited, out in the Sea of Moving Ice, where a lot of spellcasters, specifically wizards, they will make their own ciphers in order to kind of like have a coded language for themselves, because that's how a lot of wizards write their spell books, as it's all written in ciphers. So that way no other spellcaster can just go and read through their spell book, because the wizard has their own cipher, and they'd have to break that cipher in order to get into their spell book. It's like their own little, like, VPN of some kind. So in a way. So that's more or less what you see. And you see that the base root of the symbols that are being used are Draconic. And you can tell that there is also another base root language that's being used, but you don't know what it is.
Patience looks at it, it's like, she looks at everybody. Wizard bullshit.
Well, this is a wizard tower, so I suppose that makes sense.
But from what you can tell, Patience, you know that this is, it seems to be like, where you look at one end of, say that you look at the symbol that's at noon, you can recognize at least that it looks like it almost looks like it's going to be like the alphabetical letter A in the Draconic alphabet, but it just looks wonky and a little different.
Yeah.
But you can see like where it would kind of look like it.
Yeah, she'll even like point to it. It's like that resembles the letter A, but it still looks kind of weird. What would you say like the letter for the 3 o'clock is, or what the symbol or whatever resembles?
Mm-hmm.
When she,
You tell me.
when she looks.
Is it?
It might be a P or a B. I'm not sure.
So there's 8 symbols total. 8 symbols. You have one shadow at your 12 o'clock, which is the A. And then you're going to have your second shadow at the 3 o'clock.
So a C?
Could be.
What's the wizard's name? Sorry.
Xonthal?
Oh, okay.
You want to roll a history, Tarsius?
Yeah, I'll roll. I was just writing down the information. Let's.
No, you're good. Yeah. Usually wizards like to name their towers after themselves. Usually, they mainly name them after themselves because usually wizards only have one tower. Some wizards, however, are spoiled and have 2.
You said history, correct?
Yes.
That would be a 16.
So, you, because of course you took as an elective at Gentleman's School, you did a kind of like an elective course of, obscure magical history, and you learned a lot about various, wizards and like the things they did, and a lot of them had really cool names. Like, now that you think about it, there was like kind of a sub-chapter of this wizard named Xonthal, and you know that Xonthal Tower got its name because the wizard Xonthal managed to trick a djinn into being binded to his tower.
Oh.
And that is it's kind of like one of those like little like fun facts like in your like subsection of this.
Yeah.
It's just like where it has like the picture of the tower, and it's just like Xonthal Tower, pictured see figure A.1. Xonthal Tower is named after the wizard that bound a djinn in his servitude while building his tower.
if we figure out the name of the djinn that's bound here, like everyone knew what the fuck I was talking about, that might help us.
Tarsius just drops that there's a djinn somehow.
Yeah, I learned this at school. Xonthal bound a djinn, put them in the tower, and now they're trapped or something. I don't remember. I got like a C minus on djinn studies, because the elemental planes kind of like it hurt my head a little bit. But I know there's a djinn involved, and we should know the djinn's name. And I assume the djinn has 12 letters. Or at least, I could be making that up. I don't remember that now that I'm thinking about it. I do remember a djinn though. I did my part.
Good job, Tarsius. So, with that knowledge given to you all,
No one knows like
what are we doing?
primordial? Like maybe read it or something? I don't know.
Can I do a thing?
What's your thing?
Comprehend language?
You may.
I'll roll the thing. Oh, that scared me.
Pot of plant?
No, I rolled a 3.
Damn.
Three
So
pot
It
close.
was close.
3 potted plants?
No, absolutely not.
Like on a slot machine, just plant.
But yeah, I gotta she casted comprehend language.
All right, so you cast comprehend language, and you kind of like see the rest of the symbols fill themselves in.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, maybe Tarsius was onto something, that the other half of the base language was primordial. And so you do see it now. It fully as the sundial goes A, B, C in an alphabetical order.
Mm-hmm. So it's going A and now C.
Yes.
Maybe we keep following the paths that the dial's pointing to, and it's gonna make a word.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If the I just hypothesis here. If the djinn is like trapped or whatever, maybe they want to help to free them, and they don't want to be in this tower. Okay, it's all the convincing I need. Someone might need help. All right, let's fucking go. Like no one
Do we
said
go-
that. I said it.
And who knows, maybe after we go this direction, we'll end up right back here again.
Maybe.
Okay.
Only one way to find out.
Look at all my inventory, make sure everything's nice and neat. Have my javelins where I want them, just in case I need to pull them out. Ready to go. Prepared.
Patience again wants to go this way, but she's gonna wait because Hawk is gonna have a cow if she does go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll say by this point, Lark, you finished copying all the symbols down as everybody was discerning, you know, what it all meant and what it could mean. Did you just write it like straight across your arm, or did you like write it in
Straight
the
across.
fashion? Okay, all right. Just wondering.
Yeah. Straight across.
All right.
Like all this calligraphy
So
crossover.
they were discussing that maybe you have to spell a word. You overheard that bit.
Okay.
What? Well, there's 8 paths, so
And then
is
you
it an
have
8-letter word?
And you have the shadow pointing at the path that you just took, which is the letter A, and then you now have the path. You now have a shadow pointing towards the path that is labeled C.
Can't wait if like we do meet a djinn or something, and they're like in primordial. They just see Lockford's like tat and like, what do you got my name on your arm? It's looking weird, bro.
Watch this be a fucking Mixelplitz kind of bullshit. Like, all right, now say my name backwards, bitch.
Bitch.
I follow the shadow, I suppose.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right. So you guys follow the shadow.
Yeah.
All right, let me put you all over here. So you guys, you all over here. All right. So you guys walk down the path leading towards, following the shadow, down path C, and you walk as it takes another bend, and then it takes another bend, as you find yourself walking for like a good 5 minutes, and then you find yourself right back where you started, as you walk through into the clearing, and you see the sundial once again.
There.
So, is the sundial, are the shadows still at the same point?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, let me redraw this at the top of my paper, because I had to change pages.
Wait a minute. Something didn't make sense here.
So, we left through C and came back from E?
Yes. And you notice that E is like your starting point every time you walk in.
So that's 6
E is for
o'clock?
entrance.
Isn't that clever?
E's at 6 o'clock, if that makes sense.
E is for entrance. Hawk would
Or
like to
exit,
go
depending
down
which
path
way you're
C.
going.
I'm just kidding.
I want
So-
Lark to back up and go back through E.
All right, so you go. You all watch as Lark walks through E, and he's gone. And he disappears around the bend. Lark, you walk for a while, and you watch as the maze just kind of like twists. And when you come back, you see Lark literally walk back up the same path.
Up C? Or E?
E, up E.
What?
So it just loops?
It just looped you back.
Hawk, like, you get lost? Did you drop something?
It loops me back.
We could all take different paths, and then knowing that it loops you back, the one person who didn't return, that's the path we take.
Or they could be dead.
Or that. Yeah. That's, yeah.
Just go around the bend. You see him in Family Guy death pose.
Well, so we did A first. A is the first, right? So what if we just go in alphabetical order? What if we go to B?
Try.
Okay, gotta be.
All right. So you all go to B. Walk up the path. Yeah.
Pocket Lark, B is for brooding. Oh.
Oh my god. All right, so you walk your way up the path, and you make your way to as it starts to twist and bend, and then you find yourself in a new clearing this time.
Ew.
Thankfully, the sundial is not there. Instead, you see just this long, worn dirt path, as it looks like it's just been like just kind of like used a lot over time. You see this faint little, this little quaint little like pond. You see a little paddock with a bunch of sheep grazing. The first thing you smell is the sheep as you all enter into this area, and I'm going to need everyone to roll me a perception. As you see these two huge Cyclopes also standing there.
Oh dear.
Great. Oh, I have perception on that?
That was a 16 for perception.
Actually,
Yeah.
16.
16 as well.
Same.
So, Cordelia, did you also get a 16?
No. Do I have disadvantage still? I'm looking down.
Oh, if you want to give yourself disadvantage, that's fine.
Just want to see if I get.
Your
16
snakes are like like they're not biting you, but they're like nipping at your hand.
Stop it! Stop it!
So I rolled 17 plus 6, and then I was like, I want to get a 16 too, so I give myself disadvantage. So I rolled a 10 plus 6, so 16.
Are you serious? Fucking
I'm
yes!
not kidding.
Yes, dude.
So everyone
I am
rolled a
not
16.
kidding.
Except for Hawk. Yes.
Except for Hawk.
Mm.
Hawk, why did you ruin that?
I didn't mean to.
I'm gonna tell you to turn around and go back to your burn village, please.
He was busy looking at what?
At his ass or what?
He didn't get the 16 memo.
Were you walking
Actually,
in front or
wasn't-
behind him?
He wasn't looking at him. He's trying to tease him about B for brooding, because
for
we know our
brooding.
alpha boy.
And then in your head, you're like, B is also for butt.
Mm.
Oh.
So, as you guys, for the most part, even Cordelia, who was trying not to look, sees it. Like, Hawk, you dropped the ball.
got a 21.
Well, obviously you failed.
That's a fail in my book because you didn't get a 16 like everyone else.
That's what it sounds like,
Well
bro.
done.
I'm going to need you to start playing by my rules now.
Okay. Well,
That is
can
a
I
failure.
have the rules?
I will tell you that the 21 is a failure because I said so.
Oh, that's fair.
So, okay, you all see it. You all see as you walk into this, pasture, and you see these two huge, identical-looking Cyclops, and you also see the sheep in the paddock. Nothing is moving at all. Like, it's like they're frozen. And then the second that one of you like takes a step like further into the pasture, it's almost like they resume moving, and you see the sheep. Like even the sheep were frozen, like frozen in time, and then it's like they just, like you hit play and they just all kind of resume. The sheep kind of like grazing, doing their little like cute sheep noises.
So as we step, is it like we step frame move, or we stepped on their stuff and now they're just back to normal?
You stepped on their stuff and it is back to normal. As you
Great.
see, like one of them kind of like tending, like kind of like shoveling like manure off to the side. The other one's just kind of like doing like the dad pose where they're like hands on the hips, assessing the job.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad. And
just keep digging.
when you guys approach, the one that's just kind of like off to the side watching looks and sees you guys and looks back to their partner, and you hear them shout, kind of like in giant actually. So Hawk, you hear, or you just hear him just go oi to his other friend, and the other one like stops what they're doing and looks up, and they're both staring at you now.
Gonna say hello.
Hawk just look at them
Hello?
in giant and be like, "Good afternoon." I think it's afternoon.
You're saying this in giant?
Yes.
All right, so you say you say good afternoon, and they kind of like look at you a little funny, and then they like look at each other, and then they look at the sky, and you hear the other one like they're only conversing in giant as you hear him go, "He thinks it's afternoon." That's funny. You
Hawk like, good.
you here to play you here to play our game?
You have a game.
Game.
And they kind of like
Fair
the other one kind of like
said.
sticks his shovel in the pile, and they all kind of like lumber over to you.
Ugh.
They're huge, like hulking like Cyclopes, as they all just like as they're kind of like staring down at you, just like all like hot breathed and like
Ugh.
yeah.
Hello.
Boy, how you?
Oh god. What's your?
Well, they're only speaking in giant, so.
I do know giant. So in giant.
Oh, you do giant? Perfect.
Yeah.
Would my comprehend language still be up?
How long does comprehend language work?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Sure.
10.
It's still going. I'll say
Hawk
it's
would be
still
like,
going.
so tell me about this game.
Yeah.
And they kind of like they get a little excited when you mention the game, and they kind of like nudge each other, like, "Oh, right, okay." If you step over here, and he kind of like moves over. He's like, as you will see with my with the missus, you'll demonstrate how this is gonna work, right? And so the one's gonna pick up this. You see like these boulders, but they're like perfectly smooth, like round stones, like about 2 feet in diameter. And you see as he like picks it up one-handed, and kind of like taking like a shot put stance, just like chucks it like all the way across the field, and it lands like about right here at the end. Like, now, not to overcomplicate it, but you think it's a simple game, right? You pick up the stone, you throw the stone, game over. But what you have to do now is you pick up the stone, you throw the stone, but you got to throw the stone farther than the misses. And then you win.
Complicated.
All right.
It's not too hard for you, is it?
No.
It was the stone
Okay.
like how big was it compared to Tarsius?
Like 2 feet in diameter
Okay,
around. So
Oof.
it's
that's far.
it's like about like it's like an atlas stone basically. Like it's a big honking thing.
that's a
Hawk,
far
like, okay.
throw.
I
Damn.
could get big. Could get big, and I might be able to do it. We could dig a trench.
should-
Oh, y'all are magic users. Can you make things smaller? Because then I
Hey,
could definitely throw it.
I can do that. I also want to try the game too, just because it sounds like fun.
Wait, are you guys? Wait, is that cheating? Using magic and stuff?
They didn't say like, you know, they just had to throw the stone and make it. It has to be go further
Oh.
than.
I know,
I'll go
but like,
look at the
I don't
Cyclops and be
know.
like,
feels like a little.
Are there any other rules for how we can move it, or just as long as it gets further?
I mean, I feel like you're trying to complicate it now.
Okay, so just so long as it goes further. Okay. Hawk like against just so long as it goes further. They
Oh,
said it would be overcomplicating it otherwise.
Okay.
Okay.
So they didn't say we couldn't.
Patience
Just-
also like
Just
muttering
ask
under
to
her.
fly farther.
Patience just under her breath. I also have telekinesis.
I mean, that would work too, as long as it can pick up something that big and heavy.
I don't know
Yeah.
how. What's your weight limit on
1,000
telekinesis?
pounds.
5,000, yeah.
I mean,
You
dang,
could probably pick up the Cyclops.
that's broken as fuck.
Yeah.
It is broken as fuck. And I also have extended spell. Well, no, I have spell sniper, so it doubles the movement too.
Where did? Oh, you said the lock. This is the rock that they threw.
Yeah, that's the rock that they threw.
Okay.
So if I was to get a measurer, I'd have to throw it about 75
shit.
feet. Regular feet, not giant feet.
76 feet.
This is the rock right
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah, so the smooth ones that you see, these are the ones that you can manipulate.
Okay. Yeah. Patience is just gonna go over to this one, and she's gonna
I
cast reduce on it.
Okay. Roll me an Arcana.
An Arcana, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Potted plant.
Well,
Yeah, so you have
first,
to roll me that.
yeah, let me do that.
She just
With
self-destructs
a
herself on
3
the spot.
again.
Damn.
God, that's so
God,
scary.
it's so funny. I just realized I left my water in the kitchen.
21 for the Arcana.
Okay. So you go to reduce it, and as you do so, you feel a rebound happen, and you're like trying to like contain it, and you're trying to get it to, and it will shrink. It does shrink down as
Mhm.
it's basically like a 2 feet around kind of rock, and you shrink it all the way down to like where it's like maybe like 6 inches, and then it just kind of springs back. The Cyclops just kind of like shrugs, like still in giant, just like, I told him not to overthink it.
Tarsius is gonna go like, all right, give me a second. Oh, hup, lift foot, the knees. I'm just gonna try
Roll
to
me,
pick it up.
roll me a strength.
All right. That was an 18 plus my boy's strength. So
What
that's
is that?
Plus 5, so 24? 18, 19, 21,
Okay.
23.
So you go to lift this.
Okay.
So like you go to lift this stone, and as you like you bend your knees back straight, you go for it, and this fucker is heavy. Like
Okay.
we're looking like maybe 500 pounds for this stone as you're
Yeah.
like lifting it, and it gets off the ground, and you're holding it. You're like, no, I'm gonna throw this.
Okay. I'm gonna inch it over inch by inch until I get over here.
Okay.
The same point that she was at, wherever that was.
I'll put your stone
Okay.
right there.
Wait. So, rules all right that it just has to fly over though, right?
That's right.
Okay.
See, he's a smart one.
Well, look at them. They never said that I couldn't go with it as it was flying because I'm carrying it. Oh, this is gonna suck. So glad I'm young, so glad I'm young, so glad I'm young. And I'm going to pick it up, put it on my back, and then just fucking run with it.
Roll me another strength.
Okay. How many rages do I have? Okay, now I'm just gonna. Alright. You rolled good. I'm gonna keep using this die. Okay. That was not as good. That's a 12, so 17.
17. Okay, so you're running with it, and you stop, and it's starting to get heavier,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels like it's getting heavier. You swear with each step, it's getting heavier. You're gonna have to drop it, like, and you
Okay.
get like about halfway, and it just plops. And they just like kind of like they glove clap you like, oh, that was clever. That was really smart.
Oh, God, it's heavy. Do I only get one try, or can I do it again in like 2 minutes?
I mean, we got all the time in the world.
Okay. Okay.
See, we're only figments of this here labyrinth, and the other one's like, is it a labyrinth or is it a maze? And it's like, well, I always assumed it was a labyrinth because labyrinths have a magical quality to it. It's like, well, if not, what makes a maze any different? And they start kind of like going back and forth on this for a while about what differentiates a maze from a labyrinth. But you see, a maze usually has monsters in it. And like, well, so labyrinths can also have monsters. I think labyrinths are more trap-based.
I'm like stretching, and then if no one else is doing anything, we're gonna like
It's a labyrinth.
pick it up and do the other
Um,
half.
Holy
Hawk is going to Giant's Might and walk over to the other stone.
Oh,
Okay.
Gonna get big.
You're gonna get big.
neat. Oh,
Um.
right here.
Okay.
But you,
I'll pick it
zoop.
up.
There you are.
Big boy.
Like, oh, that's a neat party trick.
Okay, we have to throw it from
About right there.
way
yeah.
back here. Ugh. I accidentally fucked with my map.
Right. So how and that does what to your strength when you giant smite?
I have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Okay.
I become large. Once turn attacks or unarmed strikes. Nope, that's neither of those. Okay, yeah, that's what I can do. I get bigger and I have advantage.
Okay. Gar. All right. I'll take you back here with your rock.
If I could move, I would, but
Oh.
my stupid thing is not.
You're
There.
on the. There you go.
There.
All right. So roll me strength with your advantage.
Boy, oh
Because
boy.
This might lower your DC.
Okay, can't get worse than a 1 or better than that. Okay, so Well, I could get better than that. So that's plus it was 23.
23. Okay.
I'm gonna yell immediately. Tarsius, please get out of the way.
Up.
Fuck, it's like it's over. We're like Kobe.
You're gonna Kobe it?
Kobe.
Alright, is there anything else anyone's doing in this moment
Nope.
to assist or to?
Patience is watching. I mean,
Okay.
Cough clap.
All right, so you just Kobe it across.
Yeet. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So with a 23, that's going to get you. Just about right even with it.
Damn.
And it's gonna like bounce and then it'll roll and it like lands right next to it and they're like, oh, good show.
I'm gonna go over there and grab it. Like, hey, round 2. and try to
Patience
pick it
is
up.
gonna, walk over. Yeah, she's just like, I want to try.
Oh.
It says, Tarsius, you go for the second one. They're like, oh, you gotta do it in one go.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that, little guy.
Okay.
Hawk will go if Patience wants to try it. Hawk will go get the one that Tarsius dropped and bring it back over here so she can try. If you think you can
And, like,
do it, go
and like
ahead.
the initial time that you picked it up, you're like, this is like you thought it was gonna be a little bit lighter with your giant strength, but you go to pick it up and you're like, oh shit, this is heavy.
Yeah. She's gonna look at it, and she is gonna try doing telekinesis.
Okay. Roll me your d20.
That's a 10. I did not trigger wild magic.
Okay, roll me. Well, no, you don't have to roll anything for this one, actually. So, you boop it with your telekinesis.
Uh-huh. And she is going to pretty much levitate it up.
Okay.
And with as much momentum as she can, she is moving this thing as far as she can with the 60 feet of movement that she can use with it, so it can basically launch it.
All right. All right, so you do that. Hawk, are you helping in any way, or?
I don't think he can.
Okay.
I'm not magical. I brought the rock back over here because the kid wanted to try.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to have you roll me a strength. Because if you're gonna push off with your momentum, I'm gonna need a little bit of a strength check from you.
Okay, just straight
Since it
strength.
is floating and you are controlling its trajectory, it's a much lower DC than if you were trying to like push this rock on the ground.
Okay. That's a 15.
Okay, that's pretty decent. So you go, you launch it, like as you kind of like take like a running start with it, and it's like it almost looks like comically like Patience is holding the rock over her head, and she goes and she chucks it, and you watch as this thing, with your strength, you actually do succeed to get over the mark, as it just lands right at like the edge of where the second rock is, and it just rolls forward some more. And then the giants all golf clap at you. They're like, oh,
Oh, shoot.
that's funny. The little one did it. It's a little comical.
Hawk lets go of his giant's might and just like poof back to normal and be like, "Good job, kid." And they're like, "High five."
She's
Right.
super excited. She's gonna turn around and like literally jump up to like high five Hawk.
Oh, and now we get to give you your prize
Ooh.
Cool.
for winning the game. And this one is going to go over here and to the manure pile, gonna like reach their hand all the way into it,
Mm.
and they're gonna come out with a closed fist, and they're gonna walk over to you, Patience, and like hand like still caked in like dirt and manure. They're gonna like hold their hand out to you, and they're gonna open it, and you are going to see a gemstone that looks similar to the one that you took out of the Gorgon.
Huh. And they're both like similar in color and everything? Like if she looks at them,
Like they're
compares to
like
them?
they're smooth, they're flat, they're like they kind of like have like a little varying in shape, like they're kind of oblong, but
Huh.
they kind of like have like the same width of like say like a hand mirror almost, like the one that you kind of like hold.
Okay.
But they are pretty similar. And even though he's like holding it and like on a filth caked hand, like this thing is like clean and pristine.
Huh.
That should help you navigate a little better.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, got it. Got it. Because you got the other stone.
Yeah.
And now we got 2 stones. And I bet
Patience
you.
like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Patience even like thinking is like, I wonder if these can go to the sundial.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a place to set them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Well,
heckin' go, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah, if we're gonna continue, Hawk will be like, "It was a pleasure to meet you.
Quite
Great
a pleasure.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Very, very well made game."
Thank you.
Thanks. I
Yeah,
mean,
it was a
we
lot
have
of fun.
eternity to think of something like that. You know,
Oh.
pretty clever.
Done a
Well, I mean,
splendid
don't
job.
feel sorry for us. We're not real.
You're not.
Real
No.
is what you think of. Everything is real.
You're real
Because
to us.
If you can think, you are
Standing here.
real. You think, therefore you are.
Well, I appreciate that very much. However, we are not real. We are simply figments of the magic that runs this labyrinth. And you hear the other one in the back, maze. It's a labyrinth.
Mm.
Is there only one way in and out?
I mean,
Me as me. Isn't that the difference between mazes and labyrinths?
is it? I don't know.
They aren't the same. I do know that.
But that's why their argument's so funny. Like, well, if you figured out how to get in, I'm sure you could figure out how to get out.
Hawk point, like, pass him, like, we just keep going that way.
Yeah, until you reach the sundial. And then,
Perfect.
probably won't ever see you again, so have a good day.
Oh, do you know
You
the
too.
name of the djinn
Bye.
that was tricked in here?
Huh?
The djinn that was tricked in here? Do you know the name?
That was a long time ago.
Oh, I can't remember the
I
name.
think we came after that.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
There's a
Alright.
bit of change of management after a while.
Hmm. Any, like, cult activities happening? Like, dragon cult activities?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, change in management.
Okay. Alright. Check their hand.
All right, and shake their hand. They wrap their filthy hand around yours, and
I'm gonna go to this pond and clean it.
okay.
And head back.
And they just kind of return to what they're doing. You hear them talking. If we get any more adventures around here, we might actually finish our chores.
Oh, I love them.
So
Oh.
you guys
Oh.
continue forward after Tarsius washes his hands.
When we pass, I'm gonna be like, dang it, Cordelia, I should have asked what the sheep's names was. Because I'm gonna now dream about it, and when I'm counting sheep, I could be counting those sheep.
Just name them yourself.
But it's not authentic. It's not their names. They're supposed to name them.
As you're walking, you go around the bend. You watch as the Cyclopes freeze, the sheeps freeze, and the pasture disappears. As you all end right back at the sundial.
Cool.
Is the question is it different?
So, the rock that you put down is gone. That has been gone, actually. It went away like the second you went down the first path.
Uh-huh.
So, since you now know what to look for, there are more shadows now. And the shadows have changed. So, you have a shadow pointing to A. You have a shadow pointing to B. And a shadow pointing to F.
You said
What the
A
fuck?
B or A D as in dog?
Alpha, Delta, and then whatever the fuck F is.
But C's
Foxtrot.
not blocked.
Oh, it's Figma.
Foxtrot.
Foxtrot. What?
Foxtrot.
I mean, you call
Do-
it whatever you like.
Do we?
Oh. Uniform Charlie Kilo.
Patience is gonna go up to stand on the sundial again and look around to see if there's a place for her to put the gemstones.
You don't. As you've inspected this sundial before, it is a solid stone structure. You have not seen any mechanisms that make it turn or move in any way. You don't see any divots or anything for these stones.
What happens if she like holds it? I'm assuming like with the sun hitting down and whatnot, is it causing like a glow or anything on the stones?
On the stones?
Yeah. On the ones
Other
that
than like
she-
it's got like a really pretty like crystalline kind of like sheen to it. No.
I needed a highlighter. Hold on.
Patience is just gonna kind of like put the two.
Labyrinth's really making
in.
you think.
A D F.
I'm
All right,
trying
well, I'll
to-
tell you what. We can take a break here real quick so people can let dogs out, get
Okay.
drinks that were forgotten in the kitchen, and we can come back. We
Mm.
can figure out our path ahead.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty.
Take a quick little breather and get back to it.
Okay.
Okay. So, now that we are back and having discussed about whether or not if biblically accurate angels have eyeballs instead of nipples, let's get back to game.
Look at all these bushes.
Yeah,
I've
how
also,
well manicured are the bushes in this maze?
you know, it is a magic maze, so I would say that they could be more overgrown, but they just seem grown enough that it doesn't. It's not a hindrance, but it's like
No,
it adds a little bit of body, you know.
Gotcha.
no animal topiaries or
No animal topiaries. This is all natural.
Bro, that would be the fucking day. Let me catch somebody like that.
So, back to it.
Woo.
You have your shadows on your sundial, A, D, and F.
why don't we go through E? I think that was the
Oh yeah, that was what
maybe
you said.
the
Okay.
consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we did that, but yeah, Hawk. Like, okay, so hear me out. We went to B because it was between A and C, and now the shadows have another between space between D and F, and that's E, which is where we're standing. So what if we just go that way?
Yeah, let's go that way. Worst that could
About face.
worst that could happen is we'll just turn back.
Yep.
So I think.
Turn
do it.
around.
Never know when I get a little Okay. So,
Hawk, every now and then I get a little bit lonely because you're never coming around.
and Lark keeps walking away. He walks a little faster, actually.
God, I believe that. I would too. Oh,
Okay, so this will lead you here. As you walk back the way you came, you watch as, you know, the labyrinth twists, it bends, and then it takes you into this new clearing. Where you see, as you come around the bend, you see a cloaked figure waiting for you, standing there. Face
Ah.
completely obscured in shadow, but you just see just the shape of this cloak as they kind of stand, like a whole floor-length cloak vibe.
Oh boy.
As you see this clearing, it has a few like corner statues just kind of like decorating. You have a path that goes all the way straight through to the other side. As you can see, the path keeps going, but you also see this huge like pond in the middle of the clearing with this pagoda and a bridge that leads to it. And you see it's as this like shadowed robe figure kind of like stands there, kind of like arms folded into the robes as they kind of like stare at you, and then they kind of like drift their way over to, towards the pagoda. As they make their way over here. What do we do?
Maybe it's another puzzle.
Oh.
Those are
Maybe.
pillows. Are those pillows?
There.
I think we're supposed to sit down and maybe he's gonna tell us a story or whatnot.
Maybe.
Okay. We should follow the path that our friend took, just to be safe. Just gonna start
Yeah.
walking.
Can I maybe investigate for traps?
Roll me your investigation.
$17.
Okay. All right. Actually, let me get rid of this. I'm going to add a new sound. So work with this one.
Do you have
It's
music playing?
I do now.
Oh, now I hear it.
Is this like kind of like it's a very serene kind of area. Like as you walk in, you kind of like feel like a little bit relaxed. All right. So what did you roll on investigation, Cordelia?
17.
17. You do not see any traps. You don't discern that there's anything. Okay. Everything kind of looks the same as it has been as you've walked through this labyrinth. You've got mossy covered stones, like tall hedges, like overgrown hedges that kind of like tangle and make these thick walls around you. But nothing seems out of place. You have the gentle, like, kind of babbling of the pond as the water is seems to be kind of like in motion from some like underwater propulsion of some kind. What we doing?
If I get the okay, I'm gonna walk this way.
Okay.
And then like take this seat, I guess.
Yeah, Patience will follow.
All right.
Yeah, I'll just follow too. I'm looking at Tarsius' feet.
As Cordelia had, like, for the first time in forever, actually like looked up and was like looking around at different areas, and then when she turns back to the party, her eyes are immediately down to the ground again.
He's like, oh. No.
Patience is immediately taking the one next to Tarsius just because she is going to force Lark and Hawk to sit next to each other.
Wow. Wow.
Gren follows after you.
Yeah, Hawk will just be like, I guess.
Lark
Alright.
just sits on the fucking water.
Literally. Anywhere else.
All right, Lark, what are we doing?
Hawk like, Pat, come on.
Going to be as far away as possible.
All right, so you're not moving towards the pagoda at all?
No.
Okay. That's fair. All right. Did you want to roll anything on that, or are you just going to just stand there?
I'm gonna stand there and watch.
Okay, so he just like kind of like stands there watching you all as you all sit down at the pagoda.
Hawk like
You all-
disappointed.
Is it story
Fine.
time? Story
The
time.
robed figure kind of like looks out at you, Lark, kind of watching for a long moment. And when you don't give an indication that you're gonna like move or anything, it just takes its gaze away from you. And you watch as the figure moves to sit. There's no seat behind it, but it moves to sit in the open air. And you watch as from the sleeves of the robe, they produce this ornate tea kettle. Like, just like very intricate, beautiful in design, as it's like kind of like these like swirling, like, you know, kind of like geometric designs in a way. And it holds the kind of like it holds the kettle aloft. And you all now have cups in your hand.
Ooh.
As you sit.
Hello, okay.
So, what do we all do?
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna sniff the tea to what does it smell like, I guess.
Roll me a perception.
Okay. Let's roll you.
Wait, so he just like randomly produced a thing of hot tea out of his sleeve?
16.
What'd you roll?
A 16.
16? It's very earthy, and you get like a light kind of like minty kind of like aftertaste that comes with it.
Look at Lark and drink it.
Well, he didn't pour anything yet, but you could smell
Oh.
the tea from the pot. You have your cups out,
Yeah.
so.
Just waiting, I guess.
Oh, so you hold your cup out for him?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm doing the same thing with the tea and stuff. And then when they pour, I'm gonna look at the party. I was like, if it's poison, let me drink first.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah,
And
Hawk,
Tarsius
Hawk
knows
would
why.
hold his cup out
You
to
should
be
know.
polite,
We're
but he's
siblings.
kind of like, that's a little sketch.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'm gonna need someone to roll me a D100.
Cool.
So
I'll do it.
whoever's having the tea poured for them first.
Oh, I guess me.
Sure.
Unless someone else beat me to the punch.
I think Cordelia said she wanted to drink first to make sure it wasn't
yeah,
poisonous.
yeah, Cordelia then. Yeah, that makes
Alright.
Yeah.
All right. So Cordelia, I'll need you to roll
Okay.
me a D100.
That is a 50. Oh no, 65.
65. All right. So you take a sip, and it's very earthy, very, kind of like a minty aftertaste as you taste it. You don't get that bitterness that poison usually has to it. But as you drink, you hear this very pleasant song kind of playing in your ear. And it's very relaxing. It's a kind of like, it's a very like soft, feminine voice. It almost reminds you of your adopted mother, as she's would like kind of like hum to you at night to help the children fall asleep. And you can feel your shoulders just kind of like relax. And you feel at peace.
Because of that relaxed state, I guess Cordelia not thinking about it. She was like, I feel like it's fine, but she's looking straight at the.
So, because of that, since you are so relaxed, you are going to have disadvantage on perception checks.
Ooh. Oofa.
Hey, but I'm looking straight up now. So-
Yeah, you're looking around. You're like peaceful. You're enjoying it. You don't realize what you're doing, but you're having a good time.
He's vibing.
All right.
Yeah.
So, anyone else?
When he pours, Hawk wants to like smell it and see if he can tell what it is.
So same thing. It's very earthy.
Does it
Like, it
smell
smells like-
familiar?
Roll me a history.
Okay. Are we good at that? Of course not. D20. Q. History. Okay. That's a 19.
19. It smells like long nights in various libraries around the world that you've studied at. It smells like, the small comfort of a warm cup being away from home. It smells very lonely to you. It smells like you've gained a lot, but lost so much in return.
Oof. Hold on. I'm sitting here, I'm like, would he even drink it then if it makes him feel some kind of way? Like. Alright. He's gonna stare at the cup of tea and just look at it. He's not gonna drink it. He's just gonna look at it. Because it just made him feel something, and he's like, this tea made me sad.
Okay. So you
This
stare
tea
at it.
smells like I'm gonna die alone.
No.
No.
And your crush doesn't want to sit next to you.
He doesn't want to sit next to me. No.
It's called no. It's the self-preservation. It's not
Right.
you.
Good for him.
All right. Anyone else?
Someone has to have it.
Tarsius? Yes. Patience.
Tarsius can go first because I'm still trying to.
I'm just gonna drink it if
All
water
right.
gets
Roll
poured
me a
on.
D100.
Okay.
The hooded figure. like, I
37.
didn't even tell you to drink it.
I was like, I didn't even think. What'd you get?
37.
37. All right. It's very tasty
That's to
tea.
wash your hands.
It's very pleasant, very warm. Like kind of like it gives you like a nice warm feeling in your tummy. The entire time like this is happening, this figure has not spoken a word to any of you. All right, patience.
If they pour the tea or whatever it is, Patience is also gonna sniff it.
All right.
I guess because we're determining whether or not if this is going to make us feel sicky, because we ate poisonous berries in our youth
Okay.
once.
And you see that the Hawk just like looks really sad, but you're like, that seems to be Hawk's state as of late, so
Yeah.
be normal.
Uh-huh.
So you smell it, and it smells like evergreen. It smells like a home back in the woods. It smells like being swaddled in a warm blanket on a cold night. Smells like the spiced fires of celebrations of seasons passing.
But other than that, she doesn't get any
No.
weird feeling from it.
No. And you've seen, and Tarsius drank it, and he looks very pleasant. Like, Cordelia also seems very relaxed. Like, this might be the first time she's smiled since we've stepped foot in this labyrinth.
Before she does drink it, she is gonna look at the hooded figure and ask, excuse me, what is the tea?
And when they answer you, they will speak in Draconic.
Oh, interesting.
And Tarsius,
Mm-hmm.
for once, you can understand what they're saying.
Ooh. Dope.
As you will hear the answer, it is tea.
What kind of tea? She's like, okay, yeah, what kind?
What do you want it to be?
Preferably something that's not gonna kill me.
Then it won't kill you. And they just shrug their shoulders like it's simple as that.
Okay, she's gonna just like awkwardly look over her shoulder back towards the Lark, like, I don't know what we're supposed to do.
As Lark, you see Cordelia looking very relaxed. You see Tarsius always looks like he's having a good time, so he's not really a good indicator of whether it's going bad. Hawk just looks very sad. And Patience is just looking back at you like she needs an adult.
Okay, Lark will go up there and
Okay.
see what's going on.
All right. As the robed figure will kind of like indicate with their sleeve for you to take a seat if you so wish.
He'll take a seat.
All right.
Reluctantly.
And as you sit, a cup appears in your hand.
Here.
Honestly, Hawk isn't even looking at him right now. Hawk is like too busy staring at this sad cup of tea.
You see the Hawk is like crying into his tea almost. Like,
Oh, God.
He's got that really mopey face, like.
Poor buddy.
But as you step onto the pagoda and you enter into the space, Lark, you do get a cup in your hand.
He's going to try to inspect it for poison. Like, he'll dip a pinky in it and then lick it.
Okay, well the cup is empty right now, so if you hold it out to the robed figure,
Yeah,
they will.
he'll do all that.
All right, so you do that, and so you sniff it. It's got that same kind of like earthy smell to it, and it's pretty much tea to you. Like, it doesn't have any kind of like acrid like afternotes. Like, you kind of like dip your pinky in and you like touch like and like feel the viscosity of it. You don't see any like break-in residue or anything different from it. This looks like tea, and it's when you dip your finger in, it when he poured it into the cup, it was steaming hot. But when you dip your pinky, it's just like that nice level of warm, that like the perfect level of warm for drinking tea.
Is this person drinking it too?
No, they are just offering like tea, and like you saw that they just pulled this kettle out from their robe, and it was already like prepared. And they are sitting too, but they are sitting on literally nothing. Like, it's like they're sitting in the middle of the air.
He's not going to drink it. He'll just nod at the gesture and then just put it down.
Okay. The rope takes note of that.
Seeing another adult not drinking, it's like, okay, just gonna.
All right. Actually, I will have Patience, and I will have Patience, Hawk, and Lark. You are the only ones that didn't drink the tea, so I will have you roll Perception.
Okay. That was kind of shit, but let's see.
It was my turn. I have advantage on that. I rolled 2 16s, so 19.
Okay, very nice.
There are your
15.
16s.
Did you also roll 16, Patience?
15.
15. Lark, what'd you get?
Oh, what was this for?
It's a Perception.
Let's see. He got a 17.
17, okay. So, for you three,
15,
as
16, 17.
right. So as this figure has been pouring the tea, and you will notice this when your tea is being poured, as the kettle tilts, you hear something solid roll inside of this kettle. You kind of like clank around in it.
Hawk in his brain, like, I don't know any tea you make out of something that is that hard.
And the kettle looks normal?
It's a very ornate kettle.
Okay.
I would say if you were very closely inspecting it, like there's like swirling like designs and patterns, and if you like kind of like pull back the scope of it, you see that the patterning almost looks like scales in a way. And the spout is a little tiny dragon head.
I don't trust that.
Nope.
No.
Like, Hog looked at it and sadly back at his cup of tea that's making him have feelings. Trying to decide how he feels about this.
Well, Patience doesn't have any couth, so she'll even ask it. It's like, what was the clanking?
It is tea, is what it says.
Tea doesn't go clunk.
So the robe will tilt its head. You ask a lot of questions. I think it's my turn to ask you one.
Okay.
Why did you come here?
Well, we're kind of stuck in this labyrinth, so...
Anyone can get stuck in a labyrinth. Why did you come here?
To save the world?
Yes, that.
Is this figure speaking in Draconic?
Yes, they are speaking all in Draconic.
So, this is the first time Patience is saying that Tarsius understands.
Yes.
Yeah, which she's a little bit weirded out by. It's like,
Yeah, everybody will notice that this figure is speaking in Draconic, but and Tarsius is responding.
I'm gonna point at the T.
like what, to Patience?
Oh, I'm like just pointing at the T in front of everyone, like as a gesture of like, I can talk dragon now. Look, T, and then sips.
Yeah, Patience is just kind of like nodding, but she's more concernedly looking over at Cordelia, who's zooted.
Okay. Yeah, Cordelia is like super, like she's zoned out.
I'm just happy to be here.
Why do you want to save the world?
Are
So I can die peacefully. I'd like to do it on my own terms, thank you.
I would like to not die,
Wait,
please.
does Lark understand him?
I'm gonna say just for the sake of that answer, yes.
Cool.
Hawk, like, I have no idea what's happening.
Oh, I would like to not die, please. There's people you love and you want to protect them, right? So,
Yeah.
that's what you do.
But what happens to the people you can't protect? What happens to those that... And it just kind of like trails off. And it's already too late for.
Does tell someone that's too late for you, or are you just asking in general?
What would you do for someone that you were too late to save?
My best. And I won't accept those terms. If you're asking a question that has a statement that is in a universal stance, as in you are too late, then the answer is you are too late. But I won't take that as the answer. There's always a chance. There's always something you can do. Even if it's small, you can still try.
A robed figure leans in your direction, Tarsius.
Oh, hello.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's always a chance to do what's good, to fight for those you love, to survive. Yep.
And it just stares at you for a very long time. As it's like almost like it's contemplating. And then it kind of like leans back and it takes the kettle and it spins it round until it's like upside down, and it kind of unstoppers like the top, and you hear just kind of like that little like metal ring of like the iron on iron, and you see as another of the stones that Patience has been collecting drops into the middle of the pagoda.
Ooh. He's not gonna reach over, but he's like looking at everyone like, okay, who's gonna grab it?
You say there's a chance. Then I am going to bound you to that chance.
Okay. What does that mean?
We'll speak on this again.
Okay. I like talking.
Next time, when you're in the tower.
Okay. You're not a djinn, are you?
That was what I was out of character. That's what I was
Good
curious
question.
about.
And it gets up and it starts to just kind of like fade, and like you watch as it fades, and it kind of like does this, it has the same kind of like light fracturing that happens like when you like manipulate one of the stones that you've been collecting, Patience, where it's just like this like show of prismatic colors as it just kind of like fractures off into nothing.
Bye. Name's Tarsius. Oh, they're gone. Picks up stone, hands it over to Patience. Here you go.
Patience will just take it and it's like, and now we have 3.
All right, so now that, and like once you grab that stone, Patience, I'm gonna need everybody to roll me a perception.
Oh boy.
That's
8.
8. Cool.
21.
7.
7. Okay. What'd you get, Tarsius?
21.
Okay. Cordelia, what'd you get?
I got disadvantage. I rolled a 2 and a 3, so I'll take the 2.
All right.
so 8.
So it seems like Tarsius is the only one that's going to notice this. As Tarsius, as you kind of like, finish your tea, get up from your spot, the water has stopped babbling.
Oh.
The water is completely still. And you watch as the water starts to slither its way up onto the pagoda. You see these hands form out of this water, gripping onto the sides and pulling these malformed humanoid shapes up that make these like wet, throaty, gurgling noises.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, we gotta get out of the stove. Water mouthing.
As
Nope.
all of these, and you
Yeah.
watch as like these creatures that look, liquid and yet solid at the same time are pulling themselves up. And Hawk, unfortunately, you know a lot of their faces.
Oh
As these
no.
are faces that you have grown up with.
Uh-oh.
As whatever these things are, seems to be what is left of the people that have disappeared from your town.
R.I.P..
no.
Do they look
And-
aggressive?
They are very aggressive.
Oh no,
They are very vengeful.
we are in a well.
Well,
And
well,
this is where
well.
we're gonna leave it. Shut the fuck up. Hawk is rolling with disadvantage next game.
No! I had to.
I had to piss
I'm
off
contractually obligated to make puns when I
Because-
see them.
It is time. We're gonna end it here. We're gonna end this on this cliffhanger. As you guys are all going to be facing a crap ton
Damn.
of slithering trackers.
Ew.
Best of luck to you.
Nice.
Exactly. Oozy boys, I finally got to use some oozes in my game. Fuck you.
Oozy boys.
It finally happened. I've had a hard time of trying to get oozes in my game. So,
You have used oozes before.
yeah, but not in the way I wanted to. So, anywho, thank you all for watching. Thanks to you guys for playing, and we will see you guys next game. Next week is Sea Devils, so we will be picking up the week after that. So let's see if these guys can get the fuck out of this maze. Labyrinth,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
That's what it's called.
So, alright. Thanks, y'all. Bye.
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 Adios.